What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and it's time to take a look at the Heisman race after Week 8 of the college football season. As you saw last week, we've really added, a lot of people in here because it's tough to narrow it down. But I do think that there is a clear front runner after last weekend. Will he stay at the top? We will see, because he's got a big game this week. And I think you probably already know the answer to this. It's Saquon Barkley of Penn State. He leads the country in all-purpose yards. He had a monster game against Michigan. He had a huge game against Iowa. He has played best in the big games, and that, I think, is what has put him up here at number one. Lamar Jackson putting up ridiculous numbers. He did it again to Florida State. I've got him up to number 2. Bryce Love at 3 due to the injury. That may hurt him, but you saw Thursday night that they weren't very good without him. But Thursday night has nothing to do with this. This has to do with last weekend, so that will be reflected in next week's standings. Mason Rudolph at number 4. I think he's kind of he's up there right at the top. He leads the country in passing. Will Grier leads the country in touchdowns. Baker Mayfield has been clutch. He's had some big moments. JT Barrett is coming along, and Rashad Penny, he's taken a bit of a hit because San Diego State has now lost 2 games, and if they're not a good team, I don't think somebody from a small school like that really has much chance. Moving on to the second half, Jonathan Taylor of Wisconsin continues to impress. David Sills of West Virginia leads the country in touchdowns. James Washington leads the country in receiving. Zach Abbey of Navy, I think he's number 2 in rushing. Steve Ishmael of Syracuse, he's having a big year. Jalen Samuels starting to drop a little bit. Going to have to watch Hines there for NC State because he is creeping up. He is very close to getting onto this list. Josh Adams of Notre Dame, he is still in the top 10 in rushing. And Luke Falk, I believe maybe number 2 in passing right now. So perhaps I'm a little low on him. We'll see how he does this weekend. But there you go. That's it. I still think these 16 guys all have a chance. Again, I don't know if there's really anybody else that I would put on this list right now. We'll see after this weekend if anybody else can make it on this list, or if maybe we'll start narrowing it down and eliminating people from this list. But it's still a wide open race right now, in my opinion. Saquon Barkley is the clear favorite, though. But as far as behind him, that's where I think it's really wide open. And if he gets shut down by Ohio State, that's going to be a big hit on him. So we'll see. The problem with Saquon Barkley is if you just look at rushing yards, he is not near the top. If you look at all-purpose yards, that's where he's number 1 because he's so dangerous in the kick return game and receiving, catching the ball out of the backfield. So right now, again, Saquon Barkley I think is number 1. We will see what happens after this weekend. Some huge games. And I think there's going to be a lot of Heisman implications this weekend as well. You're going to see Mason Rudolph versus Will Grier. You're going to see JT Barrett versus Saquon Barkley. You're going to see Jalen Samuels versus Josh Adams. You're going to see a lot, several of these contenders here. David Sills versus James Washington, receiver battle. Again, a lot of interesting matchups, especially as it pertains to the Heisman Trophy this weekend. It should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. And that's it for this week's episode. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more here on this SG1 Sports YouTube channel.